Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. Glad you could join us again. I am Taya Salam.
And I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Coming up on the program this morning, Team Nigeria, they're leaving this morning. That's the first badge for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Now, it's 17 days to Tokyo. And of course, Team Nigeria are leaving this morning. That's the first badge that will be leaving at this morning.
Wow, it's a very, very good story. Indeed, the contingent is made up of 2 athletes, 2 coaches, and 6 officials. We wish them safe travels to Tokyo later today. Also on the program, Brazil are through to the final of the Copa America after a 1-0 victory over Peru.
They have to see if they will be facing Argentina or Colombia later tonight in the final. Also on the program, we'll talk tennis, where Felix Auger-Aliassime, Zverev missed out in the place in the Wimbledon finals again. Usually, I think this is usually his last bus stop. He can't just get past through this. But the Canadian, it was a 5-set thriller. Felix Auger-Aliassime being able to battle back. It was a 2-set up and lost the other 2 sets, but in the final set, it was just clinical. He won that 6-1. So it's the first time he's in the last 8
of a Grand Slam event. So you can say that Felix Auger-Aliassime is coming of age at Wimbledon, of course. So that's where we're going to start off the show from.
First we'll start with Roger Federer. Yeah, we'll start with tennis. But then...
Okay, why Roger though?
Okay, that's what you have on your line, right?
Anyways.
So you have to follow it.
Yes. So let's start with Roger Federer, the GOAT, arguably. He's also through to the quarterfinals at SW19 after defeating Sonego. That's Lorenzo Sonego, India last 16 clash. Cecilia, this was a very, very dominant victory for Roger Federer, 7-5, 6-4, and 6-2 to reach his 18th quarterfinals at SW19.
Yeah, after that, the opener, where it was a bit topsy and turvy, more like not straightforward, went into tab 7-5. Then he just went on 6-4 and 6-2 in the center court. But then he will now face Herbert Hurkacz or Daniil Medvedev. Their game was suspended, interrupted because of rain. We'll see if he will be able to finish that today, see if he'll be able to beat him and move over to the semi-finals. But then Senegal was having a good time in that first set, but somehow it just couldn't. They had 2 break points in the final game of that set, but then he could not take any of them because Roger Federer was just too much for him on the day.
That's exactly what it was. And like I said, Federer was very dominant on the night, especially in the second and third sets. Saved 2 of the 3 break points that I faced in the match, and is now through to record-extending 58th Grand Slam quarterfinals. So
that's remarkable.
That's just a testament to Federer's longevity in the sport.
Remember, he's 39, right?
39. And talking about his age, do you know that Roger Federer is the oldest man to reach the quarterfinals at Wimbledon since the Open era started?
I'm not surprised about that statistics because that's just he just keep anytime he's on court, he keeps setting more records. And if he wins this, 21, you're looking at that.
I'm not putting it past him at all, even though we have to say Djokovic, who we're going to be talking about next, looks really ominous for
like,
the rest of the
like
field.
A beast right now.
Yes.
Especially he dropped a set to Jack Draper. Our Jack Draper was
that was at the start of the
competition. Jack Draper, remember him talk about this young star. He was in Lagos for the Futures event and he won it. And now he's playing against Novak Djokovic.
That's
how big that is.
But
then he took a set off him, and that's the only set he has dropped. That's the opening game. He slipped, he fell. You know how it was, grassy and all that on the very first day. Right now, Novak Djokovic is just grown into, is it growing into the game, or rather he has unleashed that beast mode he's on right now. And against Garin just had no chance at all against him. It just went on and he had a very fantastic match, and now he's into the last 8 expectedly. Any other result could have been.
Of course, Cecilia, 6-2, 6-4, 6-2 over Christian Garin to reach the last 16. Remember, Djokovic is aiming to win his 6th title at SW19 and 20th overall slam to equal Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. Cecilia, with the way things are going right now, Djokovic has won the first 2 Grand Slams of the year, Australia and France. I mean, you'd be a brave person to bet against him from perhaps winning at Wimbledon as well, to the US Open at the end of the year. By the end of 2021, we might just have all three players level
on the same Grand Slam.
On the same Grand Slam, because I don't want to just go ahead and give Djokovic all 4 titles in the year, even though it's very, very doable for this guy. He's simply a machine. The other guys are human. He's just a machine, and we'll see how it pans out. He's going to take on Martin Fucsovics for a place in the semifinals. So congratulations to Nole.
Okay, let's talk about the headline for yesterday. I mean, the shocker for everyone was the fact that Felix able to beat Alex. It was a remarkable victory. Going into Felix beating Alex. Going into 5 sets under more than 4 hours on court.
What a game.
It was an epic game. Now, the first 2 sets was won by Felix, but then you have Zverev coming back, winning the second 2 sets. And the final one, second and third, and the final one, I was like, what happened to Alexander Zverev? I mean, it's the biggest win of his career, talking about the Canadian, Felix. But then when you're playing against a 4th seed, there's someone who is actually a contender coming in here.
Of course.
I mean, he's a contender, especially when he battled from 2 sets down, to level up. I was thinking a 16th seed opponent can't come back from it. But I don't know how Felix was able to just come back, going into that tie break he had, after he had gone 2 sets up, courtesy of that tie break he had in the second. And then Zverev was just unable to, compensate for 20 double faults. I mean, that's what he had. I mean, he just couldn't surpass his 4th round run at all. Whenever he's at Wimbledon, 4th round is usually a celebration.
That's his camp right there. I mean, coming of age moment for Felix Auger-Aliassime, coming back from 2-4 down in the first 2 sets to win 6-4 and 7-6. And like I said, great fight back from Alexander Zverev to take the second, the third, and the 4th set. And the decider simply inspired tennis from Felix, and you can see that celebration at the end. He's been waiting for this moment for so long. His first quarterfinals at a major. And a couple of years ago when this guy hit the scene, we thought it could be special. And it's starting to live up to all of those expectations right now. So very interesting to see how he does in the quarterfinals against Matteo Berrettini. Berrettini is a very good player. There's obviously more experience. He's a 7th seed at this competition. So going into that game, Felix will definitely be like an underdog. But the way he's performed against Zverev now, Berrettini
will just have to be wary of him.
He's got to be very wary and not underestimate him, or else he might just be parking his bag next.
Yeah, it's possible. And the good news is that for the first time, we're having 2 Canadian. Shapovalov also is in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. So, let's see how far these guys will go at Wimbledon.
Incredible times for Canadian tennis, right? 2 in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon. That's amazing.
It's remarkable.
Indeed.
Do we still have any British left? No. Before we talk about the other one that was left, let's talk about Ons Jabeur, the Tunisian. Watching that match, I mean, it was really remarkable because from the very first set, the way she started, like, can she really take out Iga Swiatek? Because we know how Iga Swiatek, former French Open champion, she's had a good run, fantastic run. I mean, she's one of the favorites also coming into Wimbledon because of her run this year and also late last year after ban was lifted on sport. But somehow, Ons Jabeur was just unplayable on the day. I mean, the support she got from the crowd, like, the crowd was now in favor of her. I mean, I'm sure most Tunisians were here because they were singing football songs and all that during the game. But somehow, the first set went to tiebreak, and she was able to take that. And the second and third set, I was wondering what happened to Iga Swiatek. Was it because at the time she
was overwhelmed?
She was just overwhelmed. She did not expect what she was going to throw at her. And she threw everything at her. And right now, she is in the quarterfinals for the first time.
Jabeur continues to blaze the trail for African and Arabian tennis. Look at all the fans there in the stands, of course, showing a lot of support for Ons. She lost the first set. Cecilia Moss was set 5-7. She showed a lot of character in the second and the third set. Actually, as a matter of fact, she was almost spotless in the second and third set, 6-1 and 6-1, to become the first Tunisian and the first Arab woman to reach the quarterfinals at SW19. It was a third straight victory over a former Grand Slam champion as well.
Yeah.
Recall, she beats Venus, she beats Muguruza, and now Iga Swiatek, one of my favorite tennis player on the WTA tour right now. So it's fantastic. She continues to blaze the trail. Ons Jabeur, let's take a listen to her. That's Ons Jabeur, the Tunisian, was blazing the trail at SW19, the first Arab woman to reach the quarterfinals. Like I said, it's a second Grand Slam quarterfinals as well. So you recall, she got to the last 8. That was in Australia just last year. So she's been putting us on notice for the last few months now. So you have to say it's not exactly a surprise that she's gone this far. The surprise might just be the fact that she's beaten some real
Iga Swiatek, especially Muguruza, I wasn't surprised. Venus Williams, I wasn't surprised. But Iga Swiatek, I was shocked,
and
especially when she lost that first set. I'm like, okay, you know, and just went on and blazing it. I'm like, okay, what happened? I wanted to hear, you know, story coming from Iga Swiatek. Maybe something happened, but she was overwhelmed, and the way she just got up, like, okay, this is one of my favorites in this tournament. But somehow it just wasn't to be. But I love what she said about, you know, blazing the trail, more like other
to inspire
younger, you know, tennis stars who feel as an African I won't be able to be at this level. So that's really a remarkable one. Everyone looking up to her, knowing that yes, if she can do it, I can also do this. No matter where I'm from, it doesn't really matter the continent you're from. If you're good, you're good. That's just what it is.
She's definitely going to serve as an inspiration for a lot of our young stars coming up in Africa, especially. You know, to know that they can actually go ahead and play top-level tennis as well, too, especially at the majors. It's going to get tougher for her now in the last 8 because she's taking on Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka has been one of the best players on the WTA tour this year. So very interesting to see how she navigates that particular encounter.
Yeah, we'll see how that will go, but I know it's going to be a very difficult one for her. It's another step forward. But whatever happens, I mean, she's equal. She was at the quarterfinals as the Australian Open, so she also here. So it's a step further for her. If she doesn't move past it simply means that you still have one more Grand Slam to go this year, which is the US Open. So we'll see how that will go. Okay, let's leave and quickly talk about Raducanu.
Yes, unfortunately, it's the end of the road for Emma Raducanu. That's the sensation.
I was like, I thought the pressure from the British press and everyone was just too much.
Cecilia,
just let her be.
Nah, Cecilia, I wouldn't say she's under pressure. I mean, she's just 18. Cecilia, 2 months ago, she was sitting at A-levels exam. So I don't think it was pressure. It's just excitement. The British public excited to see a young star.
Did you read a lot of what was written about her?
That's what I'm saying. It's excitement. It's not like they're putting her under pressure. Maybe you're saying...
It is. Just let her be. Let her enjoy her game. I mean, just let her be. Put her on the spotlight. I mean, I was really heartbroken for her. You know, when she
stuff.
Yeah, when she just couldn't continue. Stomach upset. She went in. You know, was crying on the seat. When she came back, I mean, she just couldn't continue, and she retired. I mean, Tomljanovic actually, you know, she said it was a bittersweet for her because she actually wanted to compete. For her not to be able to continue shows how bad it was, that stomach upset that she had. So she was already. He gave 6-4. I mean, Tomljanovic was already leading 6-4. So in the second one, she was 3 games up. That was when she just, you know, called for treatment and then stomach issue. And then
it's a sad end to a sensational tournament for Emma. And Cecilia, this is not the way you want to lose. You want to lose. You want to go out on your shield as a tennis player or any sportsman normally. But when injuries or physical problems are coming to play, there's not much you can do. She struggled to breathe. She wasn't breathing very well. And she took a medical timeout, as we can see right now. And after a while, they decided with the doctors and a camp and a team that she cannot go on. But it doesn't take anything away from fantastic tournament she's had. Like I said, just 2 months ago, she was sitting at A-levels exam, and she had never played on the WTA tour until a month ago. So at 18, she's definitely one to watch out for, because you remember this is how we saw Coco Gauff as well to break out a couple of years ago at Wimbledon, and look at her now.
Coco was just 15.
She was just 15, exactly. I mean, that's... Anyways, so too bad for Emma. Hopefully she recovers fully and returns to the WTA. So perhaps we get to see her at the US Open later in the year as well. So talking about young stars on tour, let's talk about Coco Gauff now, Cecilia, right? Or should we...
Yeah, she's out of the tournament. She was playing against Angelique Kerber, so you know it was going to be a tough one for her because herself just wasn't itself.
Yeah,
she couldn't. Yeah.
Coco Gauff, like you said, how old is she now? I mean,
she's 17, so you see,
it feels like she's in her mid-20s because she feels like she's been on tour for a long,
this is just 2018.
Time. Yeah,
it's Wimbledon when she just had against Venus Williams. I remember that
Venus,
game, and that's when she was everywhere.
Kerber was always going to be a tough nut to crack for Coco. Coco eventually losing 6-4, 6-4. Kerber brought her all of her experience to play in this game, and that's just how it ended for Coco Gauff, and Kerber advancing to the last 16.
Expectedly, any other result because she's the only one that has won Wimbledon that's still
left in the draw, right?
So the
others
all
falling by the wayside.
Okay, so maybe she can win another one again.
Perfect opportunity for her.
Because last time she was in 2018 and she's been having a good run. Let's leave. Do we have? Okay, let's leave tennis now. We know from today in the quarterfinals you'll be having full capacity, right? We can't wait for that to happen. We'll leave tennis and quickly countdown to Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. We know we are going to take a break very soon, but just briefly on that.
17 days.
It's 17 days to go, right? It's
Cecilia.
so close right now.
It's close.
It's so close. And of course, we know the first batch of Nigerian athletes will be leaving today.
You know.
Yeah, so there's going to be
like
a bit. Cecilia, we need to go. Okay.
Carry on, land, and go on a break.
Okay, land and go on a break. So I'm saying the first batch will be leaving. The canoe team and the rowing team will be the first to leave, followed by the tennis players, because their events will start early. You know, that's how other countries have been doing it. They're living, in batches. That usually help, these athletes to start preparing, be at the camp, Olympic Village, and just do whatever you can do before the main games start. And with the pandemic, you're not allowed to, move around so much. Everyone is in a bubble, just trying to see what they can do. But then we'll go on a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about how the sports minister hosted them this morning before these athletes left the shores of the country. 17 days to go to Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, and everyone is ready for it, because this time around we'll not be having any cancellation, because it's just right there. It's just right there. And I remember when we started countdown last year. I mean, the person that was always telling us, "Are you guys sure this thing will hold with this pandemic?" It's right here. It's right here. And I'm happy that we're doing the countdown, and this time around it's definitely going to happen. Shall I
or not?
Good morning. How you doing?
I kind of knew you guys were going to go there, right? but it's fine. It's fine.
We won't let that chance go.
We probably could see the future, and it wasn't anything other than taking in the facts and looking at how realistic it was to have an Olympics during a pandemic. But now that we seem to have an idea of how to manage the pandemic, the game must go on regardless. Of course, it won't be the same hair of Olympics that we're all used to, but the game must go on. It has never failed. It must never fail regardless. And I'm glad that people are still taking the COVID-19 safety protocols serious, So, yeah, it's good to have
we're having the games this time, right?
We're having the games.
Is that
cool? He has spoken, so we're having the games. All right, now, but the good news about those who will not be in Japan, in Tokyo, is the fact that they can actually support the athletes virtually around the world. I mean, there's this advanced technology that's been used by broadcasters, because they've opened an international broadcast center in Tokyo, whereby fans that are not in Japan will be able to experience, watching this game at home.
Especially the international fans.
Yes, because only the local fans will be allowed into the stadium, but the international fans, how are they going to follow it up? Maybe you have to listen to this interview, then you understand what we are talking about, how they can really be involved in it, even if they're not in Tokyo, to see their favorite athletes.
In our rights-holding broadcasters, we have created a few tools that essentially will allow viewers, followers, fans from all over the world to be able to have a sense of presence, not just by watching the games, but also by being able to post their reactions, their cheers, their videos, and this will make it all the way into the competition venues. So in this way, we will create, again, a sense within the competition venues of international presence, because we may have only local physical spectators, but the Games of Tokyo probably are going to be the most followed games ever. So it's important that the athletes always have this sense that people back from their own countries, from around the world, they are helping them and supporting them.
Okay, that's the Olympic broadcast in a service. That's talking about Giannis Eskachos, talking about what they intend to do to ensure that fans will be part of it. So they'll be able to follow it, across the world and just have a sense of presence. They have a way to participate, transmitting, their excitement. I don't know how they're going to do that, but we need to see it first. But from what he has explained, this is something that fans should be, looking forward to.
It's always been virtual for a lot of people because you watch on TV or listen on the radio. Remember the great experts of Nigerian teams? We heard some of the commentaries on radio way back when. What it is now is with technology, we can actually get that ambience. You get to feel like you are in the stadium. I know. One of the recent tennis majors also allowed people to watch via a bigger platform that looked like a Zoom platform, but their images were also projected. Into the stadium. A couple of years ago, hip-hop had a hologram and all of that. So it just keeps getting better. So definitely they are going to incorporate a lot of technologies to make you feel like you're there. And even after the pandemic is gone, the next Olympics, this kind of things would actually still be useful. So again, it's another way of having some kind of crowd control. So I'm excited now about the Olympics that, it's going to go ahead.
Yeah, indeed. And Cecilia, just before we leave Tokyo, of course, the locals that are coming that have got tickets, a lot of them are children. School children,
yes.
And it's a bit of
the
a
luxury that was done, yes.
for the organizers, man, handling kids in this pandemic and all of that.
It's a lot of work for them.
Yes.
And the truth is, it wasn't doctored. It wasn't. No, it just happened.
It was just lottery.
It just happened like that. And let's see how.
Like, for instance, you're a parent in Tokyo, and your child, won the lottery. Will you allow her or him to go and watch?
Denying? Surely not. Surely not.
Tell me, can you?
I won't. Only if I'm going to be a part of it.
Okay. What if you don't have a ticket and?
No, you just answered it's not going to.
I won't, because I'm not sure you will get the kind of care that you deserve. But if the authorities are able to show us, because we allow our children to go to school, don't we?
Exactly.
We allow them to go to church and other places. So if the organizers tell us that they're putting everything in place, then I'll let them go have that experience, because it's once in a lifetime.
Yeah, they may not have a
but if I'm not sure about the organizers, then that child will watch on TV or whatever platform.
It's scary. I mean, when I saw the story, I'm like, what's going to happen to these kids? Okay, and now let's come back home. Yes, talk about Team Nigeria. This morning, the sports minister had a reception for those that will be leaving. And Edem Offiong, she's already left for Tokyo. Haruna is expected to leave tomorrow. And these are pictures coming from that, reception that he had for them before they will leave later today. And Tayo mentioned earlier, but the canoe team will be the first to leave, then followed by the table tennis. They're just going to be, the next batch will now have 13, just like that. But what he said was that, of course, usually you have to encourage them, telling them, look, you have to compete clean and bring glory to Nigeria. And the good news is Japanese ambassador to Nigeria also talking about the fact that he believes Nigeria can also be on the podium, you know.
So we're seeing pictures from that reception. Yeah. Ayomide Bello, Esther Toko. Those are the two athletes that will be traveling today. You also have two coaches as well.
As the canoeing team.
Canoeing team. Ebenezer Akuna as well as Regina Inofe. Those guys are going for the trip later today. 6 officials as well, including the Mary Onyali as well as the Canoeing and Sailing Federation Secretary General Oluwade Olubumi.
Yeah. You know, interesting. Coach Emmanuel.
Okay.
Yeah. He's been around forever. He has done a lot for that sport in Nigeria. Someone that I have interacted with one-on-one when they were called rowing and yachting and all of that. Now they added canoeing and kayaking and all of that to it. This is a good one for us. And these are sports that have struggled. They've tried to
gain prominence.
I'm glad that now they are, you know, the pioneers. They're going ahead, you know, to open the way for the rest of the team.
Which is a good one.
Amazing
and the second badge will leave on the 13th. That's the track and field athletes, the taekwondo athletes, and also wrestling. The third badge, the gymnastics and badminton. And the fourth one will be, of course, the basketball team, the Tigers and the Tigers. Will they come to Nigeria to leave? They're already in the US, so I'm sure they will just leave from there.
There's no point coming
back.
There's no
point coming back. This pandemic, you don't want to be traveling everywhere. So that's how it's going to be. And after that, of course, we know that these are a team, they will leave Abuja and go to the pre-games training camp, you know, in Japan before moving to the Olympic Village.
Okay. All right, so safe travels to the team as they go to Tokyo later this evening. Let's talk about one of Nigeria's brightest prospects, medal prospects. I don't know if after all these years, Shola Blessing Okagbare still remains Nigeria's brightest Olympic medal prospect, or am I wrong?
It's the longevity for me.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot think of athletics in Nigeria in the last decade plus without thinking about Blessing Okagbare. And she has been consistently building up to this moment. I think our program, I didn't talk to her, but I'm assuming that our program was geared towards peaking at the right time at the Olympics. And it's looking like that. Look at the times that she's returning. You know, she came home for the Opens. She's still on the league, on the Diamond League circuit. She's just basically picking the right kind of races. Really and truly, without putting any pressure on her, she is a medal hope for Nigeria.
Indeed. Talking about pressure, Cecilia, she's been...
Let's listen to her, how she's been able to deal with it over the years. And also, she wants other athletes to also emulate what she's done. And if they can take one or two things away from what she's done over the years, they will definitely be as successful as she is.
You know, when we talk about pressure, there were times I used to deal with this pressure. But trust me, Cecilia, I can't lie to you. For the last couple of years, I don't deal with that anymore. I still do tell people that until you understand, as an athlete, you have to understand you come first. Because if you're not healthy enough, if you're not fit, you're not ready, you can't give people the results that they want. So I understand they love us. Sometimes they expect so much from us, but honestly, you as an individual, you come first. You have to take care of yourself. You have to be ready, because when you achieve these goals, they celebrate you more. When you don't, they say you fail. So I keep telling athletes, it's not like I don't want you to be patriotic or actually serve your country or no, but somehow put yourself first. Take care of yourself. Be healthy. Be ready to go. And when you actually achieve this results, that's it. That's the point. It will come. But I don't think a lot of our administrators, they understand that, because they say, you're selfish. It's not being selfish. If I'm not healthy, I can't do what you want me to do. So I tell athletes, like, put yourself first. You understand? When it comes to putting yourself first, you understand what that means. Because you don't expect to come out around with a broken legs with injury. And sometimes I say, I can't double, I can't do this. It's because when I finish one with those injuries, my body go into it. I don't know where it goes, and I can't come back from it. And people don't understand. So I'm really trying to put myself first. And so when they call me to do certain things, I'm able to do it. It's not like I don't want to do it. I'm able to do it. So I put myself first, take care of myself. I'm ready. And when they call me, sure, I'm going to be there. That's the thing. Put yourself in. And I'm happy they're coming. You know, I'm really happy. I'm happy for them. Bunch of talented athletes. It's just that we have to stay on top of them, which is something we lack, kind of. We don't stay on top of them. We don't follow up on athletes. That's how we've lost a lot of talent. So they need to stay on top of them. And as an individual, self-discipline, take care of yourself, and really, really want it. And that's what has kept me. I try to take care of me. I try to do it regardless of the odds. And it's been paying off. And I want a lot of athletes to actually, maybe not copy me, but just emulate some of these things. Be really, really be ready to put in everything that you have because you want it for yourself. And the other people that want it for you, they can follow. I mean, Blessing is doing well. God is good. When it comes to the games, I trust my team. I trust everything they have been doing. And I'm just going to do everything they want me to do and execute. And whatever happens at the games happen, but best believe I'm going to put in my best. I want it. Honestly, I really do want it. With everything I have been through the last couple of years, I want God to crown this year with something big for me. And I'm really working towards that. And I hope it pays off at the end of the day.
Amen to that. It will definitely pay off, especially after giving so much. So in Tokyo, expected. I love the fact that she's got a focus. No one is going to tell her you have to do long jump and 100 meters and 200 meters. So she's got a focus. She's going to do 100 meters, and that's what she's going to do. All energy, everything will just be, towards that, which is great and brilliant for me.
Brilliant indeed. Shola, so 2008, Blessing won bronze. That was on the long jump. How many years down the line now? 2021. I don't know, what are our chances in the sprint, considering the caliber of athletes that we have right now?
For us as a country, this still remains our best medal prospect in the sprints.
Yeah. Men and women.
Yeah,
of course.
She has been consistent. When you talk about having a plan, because people need to understand that athletics, you need to have a plan. You must have like a roadmap to different events and stuff. And like I said, and I didn't know she was going to confirm all the things I said, she has built up to this moment. The reason why she's focused is because she knows that this is her last hurrah. She's not going to go to another Olympics. I'm not saying it's over for her. I'm just saying that 3 years down the line, she's probably not going to be.
Now.
Yeah, you get. Okay. I doubt if she wants to still be doing this, at that level. So this is the best stage for Blessing. And she knew it years ago. That's why she has built up. I just like her. She's so real. She's always been herself. And this time around, no distractions, no pressure. She has picked a race and she will run it. And I'm making bold to say that this is our best medal prospect in the sprint in athletics as also.
Okay, no disrespect to Grace, of course, Onkocha, and Enoch Adegoke, and the other athletes that have qualified. But we know, Blessing Okagbare.
When we say the best, why can't we have a podium of green, white, green?
Yeah, we can actually do that.
Why can't we have them on the podium too? But when we still say it though, it's still Blessing, regardless.
Yeah, we know what we're talking
about. Okay. So that's it for our Olympics countdown. Of course, you can always join us tomorrow for more updates as we build up to the biggest multi-sport events in the world. Let's come back. Okay, we're still home. As a matter of fact, this time around, let's talk football. The big news from yesterday is that the draw for the maiden edition of the CAF Women's Champions League is out, and we know the teams Rivers Angels will be taking on. Yeah,
that's talking about the WAFU B qualifiers, which is slated to start on the 17th to 30th in Abidjan. That's in Côte d'Ivoire. For Rivers Angels, they will be facing champions from Ghana. Rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana is always there. But then they're in Group B. In Group A, start with Ons Jabeur. That's from Côte d'Ivoire, the champions of Côte d'Ivoire. You are Union Sportive, the Amis from Burkina Faso, and Amis du Monde Football Club from Togo. These are the teams in Group A. And in Group B, where you have Rivers Angels and Hasaka's ladies from Ghana, Association Sportive de la Police from Niger Republic. These are the teams. That's how they're going to be slotting it out. But the good thing is, Edwin Okon says they're actually ready to take on their opponent. I mean, they've been training. They've been doing a whole lot to ensure that they can also win. But he's not the only one that is talking. One of the players also talking about Marianne Ezenago has also been talking about the draw, how they can navigate against the Ghanaians and pick up one of the slots to represent the zone at the CAF Women's Champions League that will be taking place in Egypt later in the year.
The draws are okay by me because it's like a league format. 6 teams, 3 per group. The first 2 to drop, then you therefore proceed to semi-finals and finals. it is a normal thing. We've been seeing it, and then the whole teams that are involved, they really know what is at stake. And to me, as a coach of Rivers Angels, I know what is at stake. And all of our team, we are prepared for the tournament.
In our preparation for this WAFU, I think we've had enough preparations, like enough friendly matches with the male counterparts and the female. But we had more of male counterparts than the female because they are preparing for the Atio Cup, and I believe with the little friendlies we had, I know we can scale through. And as Africa concerned, I believe Nigeria is the strongest country in Africa, and Rivers Angels in Nigeria are one of the best teams you can see. So when we get to Ivory Coast, I believe we can top the group ahead of Asakas, because Nigeria as a whole, we are the giant of Africa.
Yeah, giant of Africa, right? We'll see what's going to happen in Ghana, against Ghana in Côte d'Ivoire. But we need to go, or should I, just quickly 30 seconds.
Giants of Africa in women's football, no doubt about it.
Including club-wise?
Women's football.
Yeah.
Women's football.
Okay.
Yeah, just check the success Rivers Angels.
The women have got it. Don't worry, don't stress.
Pelicans used to be there, but somehow, yeah, they just went down the drain. We need to go on a break. When we'll come back, we'll be talking briefly about Euros. And of course, Copa America, Brazil are in the finals. All right, let's quickly talk about Euros, the big game for today. Italy and Spain. Yes, on paper it's heavy, but with the way the Spanish team came into Euros, well, it's as if they're just here. Let's just compete and see what happens. But the Italians are rugged. They've been pretty too good for every team they faced.
Two heavyweights.
Belgium and Austria has actually given them a kind of a tough time, but then they're still unbeaten. 32 games, 13 in a row, and for the Spanish team, you can't say same like that. Now, let's just look at the form guide, right?
Yeah.
Quickly, before we do analysis on this game, because when you take a look at the form guide, you will understand that right now, Spain and Italy are not on the same level.
At all.
And this is what you have.
Cecilia, win. That's all Italy have known in the last few years now under Roberto.
All we do is win, no matter what.
Yeah, you can say that again.
That was playing in my
your mind.
I didn't want to do it, but thank you, Cecilia.
And for Spain, it's a draw, a couple of wins, 3 wins as a matter of fact, 3 draws. So based on the forms, you'd say the Italians, the Azzurris, look good to go on into the final against perhaps England or Denmark.
You know, after the failure of the other time that they had the previous time, it looks like they just went back to that proverbial drawing board and, got everything back in line. I don't see Spain beating this Italian team. I've looked at Spain struggle. Yeah, with flashes of the old Spanish team,
We've seen flashes. Yeah.
Flashes. But the Italians have been consistent. Their football has always been built around defense, like they know how to defend solidly. They hardly concede goals, and they know how to move forward together as a team, Massive attack, massive defense. Nothing really has changed for the Italians. Yeah. And the personnel that's available for them.
Okay. Talk about personnel. Man for man. Goalkeeper.
That's where he's going to.
Donnarumma, Unai Simon. I mean, the players, Bonucci, Chiellini, Emerson, Barella, Jorginho, Verratti, Chiesa, Immobile, Insigne.
Exactly.
Spain, Azpilicueta, Garcia, Laporte, Alba, Koke, Busquets, Pedri, Moreno, Morata, Olmo. Man for man. Who's got this?
Man for man, Italy's got this.
Really?
Man for man, Italy's got this. Let's be honest with ourselves. And we're talking current form. We're not talking ancient history. We're not talking about what Spain did in 1641. We're talking about
right now.
Recent form.
Okay.
Man for man, mano a mano. It's Italy.
Mano. Unfortunately for, we're seeing the predicted lineups for Spain. We saw earlier for Italy, Spinazzola, one of the outstanding players of this competition, is unfortunately out of the competition with a
Check out the Spanish team. Looks like a gang of misfits, man.
Yeah, just check out the Italians. That's what I was talking about. Because if you look at
these are not like big names.
But Bonucci and
Chiellini. Come on,
Bonucci, Chiellini, Verratti.
You remember what Jose Mourinho said about these two guys, right? When he said they should be teaching defense in Harvard. That's how good they are. And they came into this game in very good form. So
I agree, actually.
Once these two guys are fit, it's hard for you to go past them. And the Belgians could only score via penalty. They couldn't even break the defense.
It's Italy for me all the way. If I was a betting man, I'll put money on Italy.
Okay, so let's leave it at that. And
look, I'm not even afraid. You know, normally I'll tell you, don't call me back.
But now you straight up.
Italy's taking this one.
Wow, I think
because they're more hungry, they're more aggressive. They're just like the beast right now.
They're just the better team.
They're just the better team.
I mean,
they play as a team. They play as a unit.
Okay, so they're the better team. I think we can all agree on that. But it's knockout football.
Anything can happen.
It's very fine margin, so you never know. I might come here tomorrow and talk about Spain.
I won't be here tomorrow, so don't worry.
All right, let's go to South America now.
Of course, the Copa America.
Before we finish the show.
Yeah, it's rounding up. We have one team in the final already, and of course, you know the team
Brazil. Samba boys.
Peru. Yeah, just by a lone goal, and of course they're in the final. And Neymar has been saying that he wants to face Argentina in the final. He's not looking at Colombia. I'm like, what if they don't even make it there? But he's already saying he knows, he understands, because Messi's in good form.
That's what he wants.
We saw 2 assists and a goal, and his free kick right now, he's awesome. I think he's perfected that free kick again.
Come on.
And anytime you see him, taking it, you just know that yes, it's straight into the net.
Forget about Messi for now. Let's talk about Brazil.
In a tournament that has Edison Cavani, that has Neymar and the rest of them, Messi still stands heads and shoulders above all of them on the goal scorers chart. He has 4 goals. He has 4 goals. The closest person to him has 2. You know, there's nobody on 3 or whatever, you know. So I think it's Messi's year. It's looking like it's Messi's tournament.
Sure.
People have been coming for him, saying a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. Sure.
But I'm afraid of the Brazilian team.
Okay.
To be honest, let's put sentiment apart. This Brazilian team looks like a very, very tight unit. Look, they have the personnel. They have the home advantage. They have a whole lot of things going for them. So for me, I think it's going to be tough for Messi, but they still need to defeat Colombia.
Exactly.
They must beat Colombia. Don't assume that you're already home and dry when you know that 90 minutes, anything can happen. 90 minutes is a lifetime in football, and anything can happen.
So I don't know if before we look at the papers, we're seeing pictures are coming from that match between Brazil. Let's try and see that goal again. Scored by Paqueta. It seems to be a revelation.
He is, right? He is. To be honest, I didn't pay much attention to him until now, and I'm like, wow. And this is the beauty of that factory of talent that Brazil has. You know, always churning out talent. You know, on a yearly basis and all of that. But again, beautiful football from Brazil.
Yeah.
You know, tiki-taka, one-touch football, free-flowing from left to right. This is the Brazil that we want to see. And we might have a game on our hands if, and only if, I'm not saying when, if Argentina defeat Colombia.
Yeah. Okay.
Surely that's what we want. That's what we want. That's the final for ages. Indeed, Brazil, Argentina against.
Just check that out. Just look at
football. Good football from Brazil, of course. Neymar with a very heavy hand in the goal scored by Paqueta. And that's how they were able to make it into the final of the Copa America. I can't see the goal, unfortunately.
Okay. Now, let's take a look at the papers right now. Okay. I'll start with the Sporting Life. Yes, you're running out of time. Sporting Life here. Machine says, we are not in the final yet. Okay.
That's the mentality.
That's it.
That's the right mentality.
And for England, Denmark, Bukayo Saka set to be fit.
Bukayo didn't change his name. That's not you. That's what is on the paper.
Bukayo Saka? Really? Sporting Life? Okay.
Printer's devil.
Yeah, exactly. Happens. But could have done better.
Of course, you have the head-to-head and details of all the game, what's going to happen between Italy and Spain today in Sporting Life. Okay.
Complete Sports. It's not certain Onachi will leave this summer. That's according to Genk's boss. Sparta Rotterdam to offer Raducanu new deal. Eboyi I'm excited about Syria. Chance Varane Verbally agrees to join Manchester United. Indeed, he reveals Mikel admiration, eyes more title with less. Anelka tells Mbappe he has to leave PSG.
Okay.
I agree.
And Mbappe here. Okay.
I agree.
You do?
I agree. He has to leave. He's not
now. Why
maybe,
now?
Maybe not this season, but he needs to leave, to really achieve, at that level, not just be a local champion.
All right. And Sporting Sun is the last one this morning. Just a follow-up to what, you said, Mbappe rejects a fresh PSG contract offer. And Onuachu denies Arsenal's contact. So all the story about the fact that it's going to Arsenal, where he's denying that. And of course, battered home Eagles, they will be returning tomorrow. And NFL president has promised that it is not just a one-off. They are going to give time and attention to the home Eagles and give them more games. Mr. Rogers, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
Appreciate your time indeed. And Cecilia, we got to go now. And we're going to leave you with that goal we talked about earlier. How Brazil were able to make it into the final of the Copa America. Thank you for staying tuned. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Bye for now.